All right, so it's been 2 years since I got my RP1000. I wanted to run through a couple of presets so you can see what it sounds like now and what I've tweaked, and give you a little feedback on it. I got a lot of comments on my RP1000 videos that I put out a couple of years ago before I even tweaked a lot of the settings. I just kind of got it and got it working right for gigs right away. So this is my twin sound. First thing, the guitar I'm playing, it's a Ibanez SV470. It's a mahogany guitar. Sounds a lot like an SG kind of thing. It's set up with a humbucker, single coil humbucker. I have upgraded it all with Ken Armstrong pickups, so it's no longer the stock pickups, but I'm really happy with the sound, relatively inexpensive. So here we are. We're on the in between the neck pickup and the middle pickup in single coil. I got a coil splitter put in the guitar. So this is real. You kind of hear that low end kind of growl. I think the simulation of the twin really gets that. So you can see I got my Digitech Xedit up. That is what you're seeing on the video rather than my pretty face on there, which is probably more useful for those of you that are trying to look at your presets and figuring them out. Now, it's real important with the RP1000 that you make your presets to fit the guitar you're playing. There's no one size fits all. So you need to sit down with your main guitar that you use at gigs and customize this thing so it sounds the best for you. So I'll kind of be jumping around here. These are all ones that I use at gigs with my band right now. Oh, it didn't switch on here. All right, let's see. So this is my two breaks, kind of like a amp just on the verge of breaking up. It's you can see it's a matchless. Again, I got it in that coil split on the split between the neck pickup and the middle pickup. So now I'm all the way on the neck pickup, single coil. All right, now I'm putting in a humbucker. You see I got a pretty big reverb on it. All right, let's go to the bridge pickup. This is M214 Kent Armstrong, so it's like a hot rod, kind of like a super distortion. It's a higher output pickup. Back to the neck. So you can hear definitely the difference in the overdrive between the two humbuckers. The one I got in the neck is an M213, which is like a PAF Pro kind of sound. So it's a little lighter, and then when you need lean and mean, you just click down on the bridge and presto, there you go. And that's not really tapping a lot of distortion. You can see the gain. Move my mouse around there. The gain there is only on about 70, so we're not talking about a great deal. No compressors engaged, no distortion is engaged, so it's a pretty lightweight. I do have the EQ on here. So you can see it's cycling through. I got it punched up a little bit there in the high at 2.5K, the mid at 1.7, and the low is flat. So that bass sound is really from the amp. All right, let's keep it rolling here. This is one that I'm really happy with. This is a 12-string simulation. Get my mouse here so you can see what that looks like. All right, so this is one of the regular ones. It's a Dread acoustic. I can see that there. The thing that the icing on the cake here is that I use the detune with a post, so it gets it, but I detuned it by an octave. So here's what it sounds like. play through a PA system, that is virtually the same thing as a 12-string. I have a lot of musicians come up to me after gigs and like, wow, how'd you get the 12-string? And they're figuring we're using backing tracks or something. And it's like, no, it's my RP1000. So this is if you're going to steal a preset from me, get a screenshot of this one and do it, because this is a great one. And you see I got the plate reverb on it. All right, I know that's not allowed. So you get the point. That's a great sounding one. That is, I took the stock preset and played with the acoustic one a little bit to get that sound. So here is one of my favorites. It's the Brown sound, which of course is like the early Van Halen stuff. So you can see I've messed with this one a little bit, particularly with the EQ. But I think it's pretty good. So I'm in the humbucker on the bridge. Here we go. You can see I got a lot of plate reverb, kind of like Van Halen 1 again, and there's a tape delay on it, like the Echoplex that he used. So what I typically do when I play is I have one that's kind of a rhythm sound, and then rather than try to play with a pedal board, I just move to another preset that's a clone of it, but I add some things. So I'm going to go to that now. This is Van Halen lead. You can see that the volume increased a bunch there. Let's see, what have I done here? I've added a compressor in front, and I probably tweaked the distortion a little bit too, but this is, kind of that lead sound. So I like that one a lot. All right, so let's go to the, this is one that I use a ton. It's a 68 Plexi. It's that classic Marshall sound from the 60s and on, and this is it. You can see there's no time effects on this, so I don't have any reverb, no delay. It's just in your face. And on a reasonably robust humbucker, you're going to get a great sound. Here it is in the neck position. All right, so I use that one an awful lot. All right, here is the lead version of that. So you can see there's a distortion pedal in front, and we got a little delay on it now. So a little different. So I butchered that one, but you get the idea. So you got a delay. The cool thing with the RP1000 is you got that tap delay that applies for anything. So I'm tapping it now with my foot. The delay has changed a little bit. All right, moving on. So now we have the I'm not saving that. When I tap tempo, it wanted to save it. So here we go. Here's the kind of the U2 delay. I'm a big U2 fan anyway, but if you play in any kind of church worship band, you need to get your U2 delay thing, because it seems like half the music that you hear in the Christian rock genre is like kind of a takeaway of U2 and the Edge from the 80s. So you can hear it's panning left and right. It's a great sound delay. I've got it so it's modulated, so as the repeats go, you hear a little chorus added in. Oh, actually, I've created a faux pas here. Let's go. Okay, bridge, and I'm in the single coil. Forgotten how to play that one. But the main thing is that dotted eighth delay. And I'll float my mouse over it. That is the trick to the U2 sound. And if you're doing anything in Christian worship, you better have this on your presets, because you'll be using this one. Especially for like the Chris Tomlin stuff. That guy uses this kind of thing all the time whenever you... I've got a string out. I'll get that in a sec. All right, so moving on. I've got a... no, I'm not saving it because I played with the delay. This is my... it's a Digitech Spank, so it's kind of like an amp on the verge. You can see I've got a Dynacomp in front of it. That is a specific type of compressor. And I actually say I've got a Dynacomp from the late 70s. So I've actually got a vintage Dynacomp that I don't take out the gigs, but I actually pulled it out and mimicked it to get this sound. And boy, this is as close as I can get. You can hear a little reverb there with the pre-delay on it, so there's like a little... Moving to the between the neck and the middle position, I've got a single coil, so it's a little lighter now. And you can hear that compressor just grabbing it and smushing it. It's great. All right, next up on the list here, this is, we don't need to go into that. The AC/DC is a preset. Here we go. Let's check this one out. This is a DS1 simulated, Boss pedal in front of a 77 Master Volume Marshall. Oh, let's get it to humbuckering on the bridge. And I've got a DS1, and that's pretty close to me. All right, and keeping with the setting thing, here's the one with the lead. Let's double click so you can see it. You can see I've got a delay on it after that, and the reverb's a little different. So there you have it. Here's one that I use a bunch. This is a fairly clean phase. I tried to simulate a phase 90 here. There's not a preset for a phase 90. They've got, I think, a phase 100. So I ended up using the generic phaser here. All right, again, I'm going to that middle position between the middle pickup and the neck pickup. I've got a single coil. Tape delay. So, moving right along, we got the Univibe here. This is the kind of the classic Jimi Hendrix sound from the late '60s when he had like a couple of pedals, but it's this guy. Let's see, what was it? Machine Gun. And I set my foot pedal to control the speed of the Univibe. I'm not going to click on it so you can see it kind of. It doesn't show you when it's doing it. All right, never mind. It doesn't show it when you're clicking it back and forth. But I've got the foot pedal, so it doesn't control the volume. The foot pedal controls the speed of the Univibe. Sometimes when I'm playing, I want to match that to the tempo. Oh, let's see. Let's keep moving. No, don't save anything. We will keep moving here. This is called Swell. It's a clean sound. You hit it and it swells in. Another good one if you're in a worship band, because there's a lot of things that you'll play that are meant to be kind of subtle, and you don't need to be churning away on a distorted guitar, even a clean one. You can just kind of do this and fade in. Nice sound to have. Definitely one to keep in the toolbox. Let's see, what else we got? We'll skip over that stuff. Okay, here's another U2. This is A Beautiful Day. Not that different from the other U2. It does have. Good grief! It wants to save it every time. So this is the U2 sound with a big muff in front. I think they did a reasonably good job capturing the hairiness. I've got a big muff as well. I've got the whole collection of kind of the classic pedals. I just don't like taking them out to gigs because it becomes a foot stomping race, and I'd rather have something that's pretty damn close that's on a modeling amp that I can go. So I got a JCM 800, and it's a big muff in front. So there you have it. All right, let's keep on moving here. Oh, this is kind of one of my favorites. This is a stock, it's one of the presets I modified a little bit. I have switched it to neck pickup. It's in single coil. And I also use that, believe it or not, on Billie Jean. I mimic, play the same thing the bass player's doing. I tend to do it in the bridge so I get a little bit more wah on it. And I'm kind of lower in volume than the bass player. It kind of adds a neat little element to it. And the keyboard player, it frees him up to do kind of the other stuff. So that's an interesting one. Let's see. Keep going here. Here we go. Here is an interesting one. This is, again, it's the Univibe. It's not quite as distorted as that Hendrix one I just showed you. Same kind of deal. The foot switch controls the sweep of the Univibe. Kind of a profound phase. I really like that one. We'll keep moving along here. This is shut up. All right, this is my Andy Summers. You know, I don't know if you know who he is. He's the guy from The Police, so I really like a lot of his stuff. So it's the key to that is the Flanger. You put that before. You can see it right here. It's Electro Harmonix Flanger Simulator. It's got to be pre. You put it in front of the amp just like Andy Summers did. It's a mid-70s Marshall. He generally played clean through it, but it's got a real robust kind of beefy tone. I got some EQ on it, and I definitely got that Echoplex. That was something he used. And plate reverb there. If you want to take the delay out, you can get that kind of that Roxanne. I don't have the delay out. Let's see. I'll show you what it sounds like. Another great preset. If you're going to steal one from me, that's another good one for you. I should probably be in the bridge pickup. So you hear the flanger and you can hear the Marshall kind of breaking up there too. So moving along on ones that I use all the time. I really don't use any of these. This one's kind of a nifty one. This is I tweaked the stock a little bit. It's a backwards guitar, so it's kind of interesting. Here it is on the neck pickup. So, you got your classic Hendrix right there. I use this guy sometimes. We play some older stuff like before I was born, but kind of lends itself to that early 60s kind of. So use that sometimes. I got this one. I tend to use this for whenever we do some kind of country cover. I kind of use it as a rip off of a steel guitar. And the thing is to be subtle there. Kind of you bring that in with the other guitar player or keyboard player, whatever's going on. And in the right setting, you can kind of simulate a steel guitar. Sometimes not, but that is what I use. Let's see. Moving along. I'm just kind of looking at my list here. That's kind of what I use generally from gig to gig. Here's one I do use sometimes, actually, on like older beach music that came out before I was born. It lends itself to the ska stuff. So we're kind of at the limit of what I've typically used. So honestly, I really don't have. That's probably like there's maybe 30 sounds that I go through in a typical 3-hour gig, but the RP1000 delivers them all. And then I've got all these ones that I noodle around with. This is a preset. I remember this one, actually. I have an RP250. That's why I bought the RP1000, because it sounded so good. But great preset, kind of that 80s rock and roll thing. Here's another Police kind of sound. This one's got a stereo chorus on it rather than a flanger. This one, you definitely hear that Dynacomp. You see it right here. That is grabbing it, smushing it. Another profound sound. I've used this on like instrumental. Sometimes I use it live, sometimes not. I call it big because it's just freaking huge. It's got reverb and a ping pong delay, and it's just. And if you got a guitar with a reasonable amount of sustain, you can, like, you know, it's like a Spinal Tap, man. You can go to lunch and that note will still be singing. Still ringing. So I think that's pretty much it. The rest of these are kind of things I'm playing with, and you know, when I like them, I'll roll them into the first 30, which is typically what I use for gigs. We skipped over anything. My Tom Petty, pretty happy with that. Mary Jane's Last Dance. All right, so single coil. I found my offending string. All right, anyway, so that concludes the tour of the RP1000 after, 2 years of tweaking and playing in a couple of bands. Still fantastically satisfied with it. It gives me all the sounds that I want or close enough. So I just carry one pedal, plug it in, and I don't even use an amp unless it's some kind of special gig situation. I go right into the PA system. We've got a pretty nice Bose PA, so I'm relying on a really nice PA system, but it sounds really good. I like how it sounds, and 2 years later, still happy. I'm not looking for any other effects pedal. So hopefully you got something out of watching me go through this. Maybe you could find a few presets you liked and you can steal them. But hey, that's why I put it up here so you guys can learn this stuff. So good luck.